It's a shakeup in Senate decorum. The dress code that has been adhered to for the past 20 years no longer will be enforced. And some are calling it the Fetterman Rule, as in Fetterman, freshman Senator John Fetterman. The Pennsylvania Democrat is known for sporting hoodies and gym shorts in the halls of the Capitol, but Senate rules require business attire. That means a suit and a tie. Fetterman, he was able to circumvent the dress code with an exception in the rules. He cast a vote from a chamber doorway with just 1 foot on the Senate floor. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he told the sergeant at arms to stop enforcing the dress code as of this week, adding senators are able to choose what they wear on the Senate floor and that he will continue to wear a suit. Doug Collins, House rules stricter than Senate rules. Would you have sported your hoodie if they would have loosened the rules?
We can do jeans. I mean, much less that. I mean, but this whole idea, okay, just continue to let him put his foot in and raise his thumb up or down. I mean, why are you changing the whole set of rules here for John Fetterman? This seems like a whole, game that we're going through. But here's my problem. I don't care what John Fetterman wears, really. I care about the fact that he doesn't appear competent. That he is, the competency issue for not only the Biden administration, but John Fetterman is my bigger concern. Is it a concern for me that Schumer is now making this rule change? Is that all you've got to worry about, Chuck? Is that all you have to worry about right now? Is making sure John Fetterman feels okay about himself to come in and vote? Let John Fetterman understand that and explain why he wants to address this way to the American people. If that's his stick, fine. But why is everything else having to go to the lowest common denominator when the real question is he has trouble answering questions, he has trouble making speeches, he has trouble performing the functions of the job as it appears in just what is shown to us? That should be the bigger concern.
Yeah, Harris, I do agree with that. I mean, my concerns with John Fetterman exceed that of his hoodie.
Look, we live in the United States of attention. And I want the America part back, and that's where this starts and ends to me. The job of our elected leaders is to show up, as you say, and vote. And on behalf of all of us, the people who've elected them. Exactly, we're a republic. I don't live in Pennsylvania, but I'm looking at something that Emily just schooled me on during the commercial break. So Emily, you were right. You said your biggest concern is that he won and beat Republicans. And I'm looking at the county by county rundown. And he won in Allegheny County and he won in Bucks, and those are two very populous. But Republicans had almost the rest of the state and the counties. Like, and when you look at that, you got to wonder to yourself, did people see some hope in somebody who maybe looked like them? And now you're trying to spread that to the rest of Congress. I agree. I don't care what he looks like. Just do your job. Are his constituents being served now?
Yeah, the old adage is Democrats can win with an empty suit, like Joe Biden, but I guess maybe empty hoodie in this case.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about a guy who said goodnight before the debate started. So just
I've always wanted to do that.
And the staffers still have to dress up and look nice. I was a Capitol Hill staffer. You wore a suit, you looked nice, you didn't want to embarrass your boss. But isn't it like just a testament to the lowering of standards in America, period? Nothing works anymore. People don't go to the office. I just think it speaks to something maybe even deeper.
Yeah, well, here's the other side of the argument. Okay, so Congressman Moskowitz, I interviewed him because he wanted to be allowed to wear dress sneakers, which is a fair point. These congressmen, they run all around the Capitol. He said the hoodie was a bit too far, but dress sneakers there should be an exception for. And he had a quote in Playbook. He said, obviously there's tradition here, but traditions change. No one is wearing a wig around the Capitol anymore. Good point. And apparently the rules were such that as recently as a few years ago, women in the Senate couldn't even wear short sleeves. So there is an argument for some changes, maybe not to hoodie.
Of course, and I think that's the whole point, right? That decorum is there for a reason. It's to honor the institution. It's the reason as well why we dress up to go to church. We are honoring that we are worshiping this highest and higher power. And so this isn't about someone is going through an illness and has to wear a head cap. This has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with the things that we all together support, which is religious freedom or the ability to heal or whatever it is. This is someone just not taking it seriously. And I'm sort of sick and tired of him. And the fact that it's called the Fetterman Rule, it reminds me of what was known in California as the Larry Singleton Bill instead of the Mary Vincent Bill, which was naming something after the perp instead of the person that you want to honor. I wish that rule was called, how about the Senate Bill? Why are we focusing on the person that is emphatically dedicated to changing things, to carving out an exception, when that's completely beside the point? And I think to some of my relatives who One in particular grew up with two dresses. She wore one to school one week. She wore the second dress to school the other week. And I think about the pride she felt when she earned enough money to buy more. And the decorum, again, the luxury of wearing a suit before the people and while you represent the people. Anyone can wear a hoodie. And I guess anyone is Fetterman.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. They call it the Fetterman Rule. Notably, it is not formally called that. But it is seeming to coincide with the wishes of one.
We know where this
Yes.
came from.
All right, country music star.